Hi, I'm Brian Wilbur, the Director of Aquatics on behalf of the CIF San Diego section.
And I'm Christian Pedersen, and I've replaced Tom Atwell with him.
Uh-oh.
You know, the better-looking younger model.
Thank you much.
Yeah, so
Don't let Tom see this.
trust me, we're running as fast as we can from this pool after this broadcast. So, the Open Division, the water is still shaking because the Open Division final just finished, but we just watched all the finals for the CIF and the State Constellation game. So we're going to kind of break down what we saw, because I got experts for that now. If you don't mind, we'll start with the first game today, D3, and work our way forward. Point Loma winning the first championship for the girls' side in school history, 6-3 over Mount Miguel. First of a day full of defensively decided games. What did you see there?
It was actually Mount Carmel.
Did I say Mount Miguel?
You did.
I tweeted that. Awesome. Dang it, I'm so sorry about that.
6-3 over Mount Carmel, who had been came in a very hot team, had an excellent semifinal. And Point Loma just steadily went down and scored a goal and came back a few minutes later with another and just kind of took it to them. And we were especially proud of Ken Toma. He's taken the boys team a great long way, and now he's taking the girls team the same. So it was an excellent game. And 6-3 is a close score. We found that we had many of those here in the quarters and the semis and the finals. So
well, you brought up a great point of one of the more closely contested across the board postseasons that we've ever had. A total, did you count up the total number of games we had decided by 2 or 1 goals?
We had 29 total games. If we take out Division 3, wasn't so close in the quarters, but other than that, of the 25 that remain, I believe we had 19 that were with 2 goals or better. So that was an amazing season.
Some of them 3 goals, so that really is not like a 2 goals and then 10 goals. Some of those were also 3. Another one that was a 3-goal game was the Division 2 game,
yes,
where another 6-3 final score. And what did you see out of that one?
I think that, let's see, that would be Uni City had the 3, and
that was Canyon Crest.
Canyon Crest, that's correct. Uni City jumped out with 2 goals in the first quarter, and we thought they again were a very hot team coming in, and Canyon Crest just applied the hammer after that. I don't think Uni City scored again until it was 5-2. So he had 5-3, and they jumped on every ball and were beating up and down the tank. So 2
championships in a row for Canyon Crest. I think that's
right.
Sort of, you know, not that you want to say that they're a powerhouse now, but that moves them out of the kiddie pool into the adult pool, if you will, of they are now a legitimate water polo school.
That's correct. I need to calculate the divisional placements for next year. I'll have those out sometime this week, but Canyon Crest will definitely jump up into Division 1, and they'll have a chance to have won 3 and then win 2, and now we'll see if they can take Division 1 or perhaps the Open next year. Who knows?
Okay, now you're just getting ridiculous. You're already talking about next year's Open Division championships, because we haven't even gotten to our D1 championship. I do want to make one comment though lastly about Canyon Crest. 3 straight games where they had to do it in come from behind fashion. I know that they didn't give themselves 15 or 20 goal deficits to come from behind, but anytime you play from behind, it takes a little bit extra fire. So an impressive game. Moving on to our Division 1 championship, we had
El Camino.
El Camino. Another upset, if you will, because they were the lower seeded of the 2 teams. They topped...
Actually, they were 5.
They were the 5 seed.
And they topped number 6 Westview.
Number 6 Westview.
Yes, we had an interesting quarterfinals and semis in the sense that we did have some upsets.
Yeah.
I think that that's very much attributable though to the fact that the divisional placement model that's been in place now 3-4 years is beginning to group more and more teams in their kind of their like skill place, and as a result, in lots of sports, you're seeing 8s beat 1s, and I think they had a 15 beat a 2 this year in basketball, for instance.
Yeah.
So having 5 and 6 in the final wasn't such an aberration necessarily, and you had the speed of El Camino versus the steady defensive play of Westview. Well-fought game, 2-2. 3-2 finally near the end of the third, and I think neither scored in the fourth. So it was a hard-fought defensive struggle.
You brought up an interesting point about Julia Miller, the El Camino goalie, and her efficiency in the second half of her last 3 playoff games. Tell us what happened there.
In all 4 of their games, they beat Granite Hills in the first round, Helix in the quarterfinals, West Hills in the semi, and now Westview tonight. There was no score against them in the second half, and that is a team, that's an amazing stat, to come in and be in that good a shape, to clamp down that much on defense, and you're going to win many championships if you can shut your opponent out the whole second half, and they were able to do that in all 4 of their games in the playoffs.
I was gonna say, that's not hyperbole. They actually did win a championship after doing that.
That's right.
Last game of the night, the one that I was just talking about, just ended, and I think we're all still a little pumped up from it. Carlsbad, 4-2 over Cathedral Catholic. I mean, a whole lot to unpack there. What'd you see?
I think we had Cathedral come in as the #1 seed. They were undefeated in San Diego this year, including in a victory over Carlsbad first or second week of the season. So obviously 3 months later, they're different teams. Again, you saw 2 teams go at each other hard. We saw 2 goalies that are as good of 2 goalies as we've seen in this county in quite a while playing that game. There were some spectacular saves. There were two-person down opportunities for Carlsbad against Cathedral. Cathedral was able to thwart the first one. Unfortunately, they couldn't beat the second one, and that was really the game decider because that went from 3-2 to 4-2. But you had Cathedral come in with all the momentum, score early. It sure looked to us like, yes, they were the team they'd been all year long, the best team in the county, and this was maybe going to be a bit of a rout. And Carlsbad just put on the defensive pressure. They were hustling to every ball. They were funneling the shots in at appropriate angles to their goalkeeper, and in the end,
just like efficiency was the bottom line.
Yes, I would agree with that. They are very efficient in what they do. I don't think that there is a spectacular player on Carlsbad as much as there's 6 field players plus however many subs, maybe 2 or 3, that they all just play good, efficient, smart water polo. Both teams were very well coached. Greg Horman and Jackie Pacino are incredible coaches. Greg's a veteran coach in this county. Jackie is newer to us. She's also the Mesa College coach, and we can't wait to see more of what she's going to produce if she stays with us for 10, 20 years or so.
You did sort of get the sense that this was a little bit of the veteran leadership sort of saying, hold on, I get this one. I know you're going to have plenty more to come in the future. And there's going to be plenty more of action because some of these teams are now, all 3 of the champions plus Bishops for winning the consolation game are all moving on to state.
Yes, the four division champions plus the open runner-up. So both Carlsbad and Cathedral going into this game knew they were going to state. It was just a matter of who's going to be seated higher, and now Carlsbad will be. And then, of course, Bishops winning the play-in game. And we were very concerned this year when we started the play-in game, both for the boys and the girls. You know, how were the teams going to come out? They just lost in the semis on Wednesday night. All of them were fighting hard to win a section championship. And lo and behold, I'll tell you what, both in the boys' season and in this game tonight between Bishops and Coronado were excellent, hard fought. They were hungry for them right from the start, so they took it very seriously to get to the state. And we're excited to send 6 good teams up to the state playoffs this week. Absolutely,
we're going to keep watching. Right now, we're going to go get warm, though. So thank you very much for sticking around with us for 2 weeks of absolute anarchy here at the Cog and Pool. And thank you, fans, for sticking around with us all season long. We'll pick you up in the state, and then we'll see you next season.
That's right. We have swim coming up, too.
Hey, there we go.